Welcome back to Declutter Revolution, and we're here to help you reset your space in just 1 hour so your home feels calmer without costing you a full day of energy. Yesterday's video was all about clearing out what no longer serves you, the habits, the items, the emotional weight before the year ends. We walked through what you can release to feel lighter and more intentional heading into a fresh season. But today's different. Today, we're moving into action, quick, focused action. Instead of trying to declutter your whole house or get stuck in deep cleaning one room, we're going to do something that feels much more doable. We'll tackle 5 specific zones, not 5 rooms, just 5 spots where clutter builds up fast. Each one takes about 10 minutes, and together they create a real shift. Not just in your home, but in how you feel moving through it. So, if you've been feeling overwhelmed but you still want to feel productive, today, this is the perfect video for you. Let's walk through it one spot at a time. Let's start with the shoe area, because honestly, this is one of the easiest places to clean up quickly, and it makes a big difference right away. For most of us, shoes end up in a pile by the front door. It starts small, but before you know it, it's 6 pairs per person and no one knows where anything is. And if you're like me, when you walk in after a long day and see that mess, it kind of sets the tone, and not in a good way. So here's what I do. I take every single pair out. Even if I think something's staying, I still pull it out. Because when you actually see all the shoes in one place, it's easier to make decisions. I go through them quickly and just ask myself, do we wear this often, like at least once a week? If the answer is yes, it can stay. If not, it either goes back into the closet or it's time to let it go. What I've found helpful is giving each person a little rule, just 2 pairs at the entry, one for every day, and 1 backup. The rest goes somewhere else. That one limit keeps the space from becoming overwhelming. And with kids, I like to give them their own little basket or bin, nothing fancy, just something labeled or color-coded so they know what's theirs. When things have a home, they're more likely to get put away. Once I've cleared everything out, I give the area a quick wipe. Just a damp cloth is enough. Sometimes I'll add a little spray of essential oils or room mist. Something about a clean floor and a fresh smell right when you walk in, it just feels like a breath of air. And what I love most is this takes 10 minutes, tops. But every time I walk by that space after, it makes me feel like the whole house is more under control. Even if the rest is still messy, this corner is calm, and that's enough to keep going. And honestly, if you only had time for this one space today, that would still be a win. But if you've got a little more time or just a bit of momentum now, let's keep going. We'll move to the kitchen counter next, which tends to fill up with things that don't belong, but we're also getting close to a topic I know you're going to love. In the next video, we're diving into specific things that make your home feel more cluttered and less polished than it actually is, and what to remove if you want your space to feel cleaner, calmer, and more elevated without buying anything new. But for now, let's head to the kitchen. The second space I always reset, especially when the house feels like a mess, is the kitchen counter. And I'm not talking about the entire kitchen. Not the fridge, not the stove, not the drawers, just that one main surface where everything tends to pile up. You know the spot, the one where someone left a water bottle, where the mail ends up, the backpack, random crumbs, your own coffee mug from 2 days ago. It's like this invisible magnet for things we don't know where else to put. But here's why this matters so much. When that one surface is clean, the whole kitchen feels clean, even if there's still a sink full of dishes. And that feeling, that little boost of clarity and control, that's what we're after. So here's how I reset it, and I swear it only takes about 10 minutes. First, I clear everything off. And I mean everything. I don't try to tidy around the stuff. I don't start by sorting. I just take it all off the counter so I can see the full surface again. There's something about that blank space that resets my brain. It's like a fresh start, just for me. Then I go through this pile, quickly. I ask myself, do I use this daily? If not, it doesn't need to live on this counter. Appliances I haven't used in a week, they go back in the cabinet. A stack of mail. It gets moved to my inbox or tossed. Random items that don't belong in the kitchen, like a toy or charger or receipt, get sent back where they came from. The less decisions I have to make later, the better. Once I've trimmed it down, I only keep what I really want out. For me, that's usually just my coffee maker, a small tray with cooking oils, and maybe a candle or a little bowl of fruit. That's it. Anything more is just clutter pretending to be necessary. Then I wipe it all down. Warm water, a cloth, sometimes a drop of lemon or peppermint oil, not because I have to, but because it makes the space feel cared for. Like I'm not just surviving the day, I'm actually tending to something. And here's the part that always gets me the second I finish: I feel better. My body relaxes. My breath slows down. I don't feel like I'm pushing through chaos anymore. It's such a small thing, just one counter, but it creates this feeling of space both physically and mentally. I'm not bumping into things just to make lunch. I'm not overwhelmed before I've even had my coffee. And maybe the rest of the house still needs attention. That's fine. This one spot is clear. And sometimes that's all you need to keep going. Let's move into a space that most people forget to declutter, but it has a bigger impact than we think: the nightstand or whatever little table or surface sits next to your bed. Now I want you to think about this. When you get in bed at night and glance over, what do you see? Is it a peaceful little setup that helps you relax, or is it a dumping ground for receipts? Phone chargers, used tissues, a half-drunk glass of water, maybe even a random hair tie or an old snack wrapper. No judgment, mine gets that way too. But here's the thing. This is the last place you see before you close your eyes, and the first thing you see when you wake up. And that makes it powerful. When this little area is cluttered, your brain registers it even if you don't consciously notice. It sends the message: there's stuff to do. There's mess here. There's no calm here. That's not what you want your brain to hear right before bed. So I treat my nightstand like a mini reset zone. Not a Pinterest perfect display, just a simple, clear surface that signals you're safe, you're done for the day, and you're allowed to rest. Here's how I do it in 10 minutes or less. First, I take everything off the surface. Just like with the kitchen counter clear, it completely, even if I think something's staying. I want to see the empty space again. Then I wipe it down, just a quick clean with a cloth and maybe a spritz of lavender spray if I have it. Then I ask, what do I actually use here at night? For me, that's usually 3 things: my lamp, a little dish for jewelry, and my current book or Kindle. That's it. If I'm being honest, I don't need 5 half-filled notebooks or 3 lip balms or that stack of receipts I've been ignoring. If something's essential like medication glasses or a small alarm clock, great, but it should have a place. If not, it becomes visual noise. Another tip, I keep a small drawer organizer inside the nightstand. That way, if I do want to keep a few extra things nearby, like lotion or earbuds, they're out of sight, not scattered on top. And when I go to bed and glance over, what I see is a calm, tidy corner that tells me you've done enough today. You can rest now. This one small change helped me sleep better, not because of the stuff itself, but because of what it represented. A clean nightstand is like a quiet exhale at the end of the day. And when I wake up and see it again, it feels like a fresh start. Not a reminder of everything I didn't get to yesterday. Zone 4 is the one that sneaks up on you. It's not loud or messy in the way toys or dishes are, it just builds up, quietly, slowly. Until one day, you're sitting at the kitchen table and realize there's a pile of unopened mail receipts. Permission slips, expired coupons, maybe even that envelope you keep meaning to return. Paper clutter is silent stress. It doesn't take up much space, but it holds so much mental weight. And here's the kicker. We usually don't ignore it because we're lazy. We ignore it because we're overwhelmed. Most of the papers we avoid have tiny decisions attached to them. Do I need this? Should I shred this? Is this important? What if I throw it away and regret it? So instead of dealing with those little decisions, we stack and tell ourselves, I'll do it later. Here's how I clear that weight without burning out. First, I find one small pile to deal with, not the whole drawer, not the whole filing cabinet, just one stack, the one in the kitchen tray or the one on the entry table. I pull that out, set a timer for 10 minutes, and that's my limit. I tell myself I'm not organizing. I'm just sorting into yes, no, and maybe. That's it. 3 mental buckets. Yes, stuff I need to keep and act on. No obvious trash or expired junk. Maybe papers I'm unsure about which go in a labeled folder to deal with once a week. This way I don't get stuck in decision fatigue. As for what I do with the yes pile, I take 60 seconds to make a fast move. Either put it in my action folder, file it if it's long term, or just take the next step. Even paying one bill or signing one permission slip is progress. And the trash straight out. I don't let it sit around once I've decided it's done. One little bonus tip, if you're constantly sorting paper. Create a holding bin that looks decent, a cute basket or magazine file. That way, when life gets busy, at least the papers don't sprawl across every surface. You know where to find them. You've given the chaos a container. Decluttering paper isn't about being Our last zone is one of the most overlooked, but it might just be the most powerful. It's that area right inside the door, or beside the stairs, or on the end of the kitchen counter. The drop zone, the spot where everything gets dropped when people walk in the house. Bags, mail jackets, receipts, water bottles, half-eaten snacks, random chargers, things you meant to return to someone 3 weeks ago, you name it. Every home has one, sometimes more than one. And if you're anything like me, you don't plan to let it get messy. It just happens. You come home with a million things in your hands, someone needs something, you're already running late, so you just put it down for now. Then another day passes, then 3. And before you know it, this little surface has turned into a black hole for clutter. And what's tricky about it is, it's often in a very visible spot, which means you're walking past it multiple times a day, even if you're not fully aware of it. And every time you see it consciously or not, it sends your brain the message, you're behind, you're behind, you're behind. But here's the truth. The drop zone doesn't have to be a permanent stress zone. It can actually become one of the easiest areas to maintain if you give it some structure and a little bit of love. So here's how I reset it in under 15 minutes and actually make it work for our family, not against us. First, I grab a laundry basket or an empty bin and I scoop everything into it. Don't try to organize as you go, just clear the space completely. You need a blank slate. You need to feel what that area looks like without the chaos. Then, I do a super quick sort. I don't overthink. I just ask, does this belong somewhere else in the house? Does this even need to be in the house at all? And if it does belong here, what kind of container or system would make that easier? Sometimes I'll realize that the real issue isn't the clutter, it's that this spot never had a purpose. So now it's being used for everything. That's when I set some simple limits. For example, I might put a small tray for keys and wallets, that's all it holds. I'll use a standing file organizer for mail or school papers with 1 slot per kid. I might add a hook for bags or coats, just 1 per person. Not a whole rack, not a dumping pile, 1 hook. So today, we didn't declutter the entire house. We just picked 8 small zones places that quietly build up stress and gave them each 10 to 15 minutes of focused attention. We cleared the shoe area so your entry feels calm. We gave you back your kitchen counter so you can breathe while you make dinner. We reset your nightstand because how you end your day matters. We took control of the paper clutter that weighs you down. And we brought order to that one little drop zone, the place where it all seems to land. None of it was about perfection. It was about taking 5 small actions that return peace to your space and power to your day. Because when your home feels calmer, you feel more in control. And that doesn't take 8 hours. It takes intention and small steps that actually fit into your real life. Now, if you're in the mood to keep going, our next video is a fun one. We're going to talk about specific things that quietly make your home look more chaotic, more cluttered, and honestly a little cheaper than it really is. And once you remove them,